This is the exclusive edition S.H.Figuarts Miles from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and it's the ultimate figure experience for fans looking forward to the movie. In this video, I'll discuss everything you need to know about this figure, from the details, accessories, and articulation/posing. Let's talk about it. With the release of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse drawing closer, the hype continues to grow, and in the world of action figures, companies are already dropping characters from the movie. One of those companies is Tamashii Nations with their S.H.Figuarts line, and I couldn't be happier about this because one thing they're good at is making highly dynamic figures, especially when it comes to Spider-Man. So far, their roster consists of Miles, Gwen, and Spider-Man 2099. These were all showcased at the Tamashii Nations event in New York, where I saw a bunch of other figures shown and had an absolute blast. Miles and Gwen don't release for another couple of months, but I got both of them early at the event to share some insight with you all. So let's get to it. The first exclusive thing about this figure is the packaging. It has a glossy slipcover with things like the Tamashii Nations 15th anniversary logo and Miles front and center in a swinging pose. Both sides of the cover have shots of the figure. One is in a casual pose and unmasked, while the other is suited up midair. The best looking packaging is underneath the slipcover, and it's a beauty. The front of the box showcases Miles swinging out of a Spider-Verse portal like the one seen in the trailers. There's also a logo for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, company logos, and that shiny Tamashii quality seal. On the sides of the packaging, there are some additional shots of the figure with more text and logos, while the back shows off the figure and some of the items included. I'm not sure if this is the box you all will get with the standard release, but I certainly hope so because I think it looks fantastic. Inside the box, there's a tray with the figure and accessories, an exclusive stand, and a manual going over the accessories and how they work. So far, SHF delivers on the packaging for collectors, but at the end of the day, the figure is what makes all of this worthwhile. So let's have a look at him. Out of the box, this Miles figure looks phenomenal. From the proportions to the details, this SHF version has everything you could want in a Miles figure from the movie. In the trailers, we can see that Miles has aged a bit since we last saw him in Into the Spider-Verse, as seen with this figure. He's taller, has longer arms, and as a whole, has a very skinny build like that of a teenager. There's some great attention to detail on the head sculpt, like the sculpted texture on his suit, and the lenses. I think SHF did a solid job with the paint job for the lenses too. Up close, you can see the blue outlining around the eyes, and the pearlescent paint for the eyes is a nice touch because it adds a bit of shine compared to solid white. The suit's texture continues down the neck and the rest of the body where the other details are. Miles' spider emblem is updated from the first movie's design, but still has this spray painted look, which I dig. The same thing goes for the spider emblem on the back of his suit as well. When it comes to Miles' new suit, there are a few extra details, like the smooth areas on parts of the body, like the front, back, arms, and legs. Some spots have a bluish hint to them, while others are red. It probably won't be explained in the movie, but I would love to know how Miles got his suit updated, or perhaps have it mentioned in a behind-the-scenes video or book. Miles' hands have a relaxed look, plus the same sculpted textures on top and red on the palm. They also nailed the skinny look of the legs, feet, and the angle seen in the animation. Miles' design is unique in the Spider-Verse films, so I'm glad that S.H.Figuarts was able to nail the look of this character, especially being that this is their first time ever making a Miles based on that look. After looking at the details, this Miles figure is the perfect choice for fans desiring a highly detailed fig from the movie, and it ticks off a lot of the boxes in my book. I don't own the Marvel Legends version, but I can guarantee you'll enjoy the S.H.Figuarts version more, especially with the accessories included. This Miles figure comes stacked with a bunch of accessories that enhance your experience with it and create new ways to display him. He comes with 2 unmasked heads, an unmasked neck piece, a pair of wide lenses, 4 pairs of hands, 3 web effects, and an exclusive display stand with an articulated arm. Now this is S.H.Figuarts' first attempt at a Miles figure based on the animated design, and when it comes to these unmasked heads, they knocked it out of the ballpark. Both of the head sculpts nail every aspect of Miles' movie design. There's the curly afro with the fade, thin eyebrows, and even the animated lines between his eyebrows and above the eyes. They also handle the young look of the character quite well, in my opinion. As for the expressions, I think these are great choices. One is relaxed, while the other shows off that charm Miles has. It kinda reminds me of that face he made in the first movie where he touches Gwen's shoulder and says, "Hey." As I mentioned, the figure comes with an unmasked neck piece, which goes with these heads. The piece is an accurate look for the neck when Miles doesn't have his mask on, compared to leaving the other neck piece on and just popping the head on top. This is some great attention to detail, and I'm glad that S.H.Figuarts included this piece for the figure. Another accessory I love is the wide lenses Miles comes with. You can swap these out with the others to give the figure a shocked look, or mix and match both pairs for a different expression. Extra pairs of hands are great for any Spidey figure, and Miles comes with 4 to swap in and out. The first pair is for gripping one of the web effects. He also comes with web shooting hands, wall crawlers, and some that look like he's reaching for something or touching someone's shoulder. All of the hands have the same details as the relaxed hands, but the paint on one of mine is chipping, so I may try to fix that. In addition to the hands, Miles does have some web effects. 2 are for web shooting and fit around the wrist, while the other is for web swinging. The sculpting is good, and they come in a solid white color that matches that animated style. You can easily fit the web swinging effect into the gripping hands and even use both of the hands to hold it, which is a nice touch. Since this is an exclusive release of the figure, Tamashii just wanted to include something special, so they gave it this figure stand. This stand is pretty much the only thing that makes this figure an exclusive release, but it's nice that attendees could still pay that $85 retail and have this included. It has the display base with a red city printed on it and the movie logo in silver. You can attach an articulated arm to display Miles, plus it has 3 spots on the base to connect it. The instruction manual demonstrates 2 ways to connect the arm to the figure. You can hold it by the waist using the claws, or use this tool to remove a piece from Miles' back and plug it into the peg hole. I prefer the peg hole method because I don't have to see the claws around Miles' waist when posing. Speaking of posing, let's see how the articulation is with S.H.F. Miles. S.H.Figuarts always promises great articulation with their figures, and Miles delivers on that promise. At first glance, I was concerned I'd break this figure due to how frail this guy looked, but it turns out he's very sturdy. Not only that, but the motion in each of the joints is smooth, making posing a breeze. Starting from the top, we have rotation in the head with excellent tilt looking down and side to side. My only gripe with the head joint is that the range going back is very restricted, which might be a bummer when you're hitting crouching poses. The arms have butterfly joints that let you cross his arms over his chest. Both shoulders have a great range, allowing you to rotate and lift very high. If you want Miles to hit that crane kick pose like Daniel LaRusso, he's capable. Examining the rest of the arm, we have a swivel in the biceps, double jointed elbows, and a swivel and tilt in the wrist. Miles' body can rotate and tilt in the diaphragm and waist. The range moving forward is decent, but it's better when leaning backward. His legs have great range. They drop down, which lets you kick them up very high. He hits splits with no problem, the thighs have a swivel, and the knees are double jointed. However, I do wish the knees could bend a bit more and let the calves touch the thigh, but it's not a big problem. Last but not least are the feet, which have ankle rotation and rockers. The feet can also tilt up and down and pivot in the toes. As you can see, the overall range on this figure lives up to S.H.Figuarts standards, so you're gonna have an absolute blast posing this guy. Each point of articulation works together really well, and after working it a bit, you can hit a ton of poses like the ones you'd see in the movie. Based on everything we've seen with S.H.Figuarts Miles Morales, I don't know how you couldn't love this figure. From the details to the accessories and articulation, it captures the essence of Miles in the movies with absolute perfection. Considering all of this, I believe this was worth the $85 and the trip to New York to get it. Is there a cheaper alternative in the form of Marvel Legends? Yes, but if you're willing to splurge, I recommend getting this 100%. I'm not sure what other companies are cooking up for their 1/12 scale Across the Spider-Verse figs, but I think this will be tough to beat for sure. Without a doubt, S.H.Figuarts Miles is the best version of the character from Across the Spider-Verse, and I can't wait for those of you getting it to experience it for the first time. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more action figure goodness. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.